I don't have to. He
Chrissy.
has to. That's your son.
No,
He has to. I don't
you have to remember,
This
once
is a choice.
once you and him get married, and really, as far as I'm concerned, y'all are married, okay? And if you're part of him, okay, and that means he's definitely me, that means that you're part of me.
The room was charged with tension as Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin faced off, their voices growing louder with every exchange. Friends and family lingered in the background, exchanging anxious glances, unsure of how to intervene. Jim, known for his explosive temper, was clearly losing his composure while Chrissy stood her ground. "Do you really think you can speak to me like that?" Chrissy shouted, her voice trembling with a mix of fury and disbelief. "You've crossed the line, Jim." Jim's anger boiled over. "You don't get to tell me what to do," he shouted, his face flushed with rage. The tension in the room crackled as he took a step toward her, his eyes burning with intensity. In a shocking and unexpected move, he slapped Chrissy across the face. The sound of the slap echoed through the room, leaving everyone frozen, stunned into silence. Chrissy staggered back, her hand flying to her cheek in disbelief. Her initial shock quickly gave way to fury. "Have you completely lost it?" she yelled, her voice thick with anger and astonishment. The room's atmosphere shifted drastically as the gravity of what had just happened began to sink in. Jim's son, who had been quietly watching from the sidelines, could no longer stay silent. "That's enough, Dad. You can't treat her like this," he said, his voice calm but full of concern and anger. "Stay out of this." Jim snapped, but his son held his ground, his expression resolute. "No, I won't. You can't just hit her and think everything will be fine." "You're better than this, Dad," his son retorted, frustration and disappointment clear in his voice. "This isn't how you solve things. You're pushing everyone away." The room buzzed with tension as the exchange unfolded, everyone standing in stunned silence, watching the confrontation. "Better than this," Jim repeated, his voice full of disbelief. "You think you know how to control my life? I'm the one who's in charge here. You're making a huge mistake," his son fired back, shaking his head. "This isn't how to fix anything. You're pushing everyone away." Still reeling from the slap, Chrissy moved closer, her voice calmer but firm. "You need to listen to him, Jim. This behavior is toxic, and I won't stand for it," she said, her tone resolute, backed by the support of Jim's son, cutting through the tension in the room. In a bold move, Jim's son gestured toward the door. "If you think this is okay, maybe you should leave." "This isn't the man I look up to," he said, his words hanging heavily in the air. Jim's face turned a deeper shade of red, a mix of humiliation and rage building within him. "You think you can throw me out of my own house," he hissed. But his son stood unyielding. "I can, and I will. If this is how you treat the people who care about you, you don't deserve to be here. You need to get yourself together." The tension in the room was thick, the confrontation reaching its peak. Everyone watched in silence as Jim grappled with the force of his son's words. For a brief moment he wavered, caught between anger and a dawning realization. "Fine," Jim muttered, his voice tight with frustration. "If that's how it is, I'll leave." With that, Jim stormed out, slamming the door behind him. The moment he left, the air seemed to lighten. Chrissy and his son exchanged glances, a sense of relief passing between them. "Are you okay?" his son asked, concern written across his face as he turned to her. Chrissy nodded, though her emotions were still raw. "I will be. I just can't believe he went that far. It's not just the slap, it's everything that led up to this." "I know," his son replied, shaking his head. "We have to stay strong. This isn't right. Today isn't just about what happened, it's about the choices we make moving forward." They both exhaled, the weight of the situation settling over them. This wasn't just about a physical outburst, it was a turning point. Jim's decline had become undeniable to both of them. As the quiet of the room enveloped them, the reality of the moment sank in. "I've always cared about him, but I can't keep allowing this to happen," Chrissy said, her voice steady yet resolute. "I won't let him treat me, or anyone else, this way any longer." His son gave a solemn nod. "We have to tackle this as a family. If he's willing to change, there might still be hope. But if not, we have to put our own well-being first." The air between them was thick with a mix of cautious optimism and unease. Both knew confronting Jim about his actions would be challenging, but it was a conversation they couldn't avoid. As the hours passed, the sky darkened, and the room was bathed in a soft amber glow from the setting sun. "Do you think he'll come back?" Chrissy asked, her voice laced with uncertainty. "I'm not sure," his son replied thoughtfully. "But if he does, we have to be ready. We can't keep pretending this isn't happening. It's time for honesty." Throughout the night, Chrissy and her son grew more united, finding strength in their shared resolve to confront the toxicity they'd endured. Together, they built a space of support, free from the lingering darkness of their past. The road ahead wasn't going to be easy, but they were ready to face it together. Their determination to create a healthier future was steadfast. When Jim came back, it would be clear that things had to change. The door to a new chapter was open, and Chrissy and her son were prepared to walk through it together. In a sleek, modern studio, a quiet anticipation filled the air. Jim Jones sat facing the camera, his emotions heavy. He leaned forward, ready to share a startling revelation from his life. "Let me get straight to the point," he began, his voice steady but laced with anger and betrayal. "For years, I thought I had it all, a perfect love story, success, and a future with Chrissy. I believed we were building something real. But then I uncovered a truth that completely shattered me. My wife, Chrissy Lampkin, took $7 million from me." He paused, letting the weight of his words settle in. His gaze locked onto the camera, unwavering, as if daring anyone to question him. $7 million. Do you get what that means? That's not small change. That's the result of years of hard work and sacrifice. I built my career from nothing. I worked every single day to make a name for myself and build a life. And to find out that the one person I trusted most was betraying me behind my back. How do you even start to process that kind of betrayal? Jim reclines in his chair, running a hand through his hair, still in disbelief. "It didn't happen overnight," he explains, shaking his head. "At first, it was just small things, minor red flags. A few odd transactions, money vanishing from accounts with no clear reason. I tried to brush it off, thinking it was just poor accounting or a bad investment. But the more I dug, the more things didn't add up. I knew something was off." He pauses, his face darkening. "What I uncovered felt like it belonged in a crime thriller. Secret accounts I didn't even know existed, transactions that made no sense, money being funneled to places and people I'd never heard of. Chrissy was treating my hard-earned money like it was hers to spend however she pleased. I can't even begin to explain the shock and anger I felt when I realized what was happening." Jim's voice lowers, but the intensity is still there. "We were supposed to be partners. We were supposed to build a life together. I thought I knew her. I thought we were in this for the long haul. But when I confronted her, it was like I was speaking to a stranger. The way she denied everything, the excuses she gave, it felt unreal. I couldn't believe it. This was someone I had shared everything with, someone I trusted completely." Leaning forward, his eyes burning with emotion, he continues, "But the evidence doesn't lie. I had everything, documents, bank statements, everything I needed to see the truth. And there it was, right in front of me. She had been stealing from me, deceiving me, all while looking me in the eye and acting like nothing was wrong." Taking a deep breath, Jim steadies himself, the pain still clear in his voice. "It's not just about the money," he says, his tone softening. "It's about trust. It's about love. It's about realizing that the person you thought was your partner, your rock, was actually a stranger. That kind of pain doesn't fade, it stays with you." He exhales slowly, the weight of his emotions filling the room. $7 million. A lifetime of trust. Gone. And now I'm left trying to pick up the pieces of a life I thought I knew. What hurts the most is that I would have given her everything. I had dreams of building a future with her. But instead she chose to betray me. Love is supposed to be based on trust and loyalty, yet in that moment, I felt like a fool for ever trusting her." He ran his fingers through his hair, frustration building with each passing second. "I'm not one to air out personal issues, but this isn't just about money. This is about respect, the very core of what we were supposed to share. I've learned the hard way that sometimes the people closest to you are the ones who hurt you the most." His expression softened as he thought about the future. "Right now, I'm focused on rebuilding. My music and my brand are my priority. It's going to take time, but I'm not going to let this define me. I've come too far to let a single betrayal hold me down. I'm reclaiming my strength, piece by piece." With renewed resolve, Jim straightened up, ready to face whatever came next. "I hope this serves as a wake-up call to anyone out there who thinks they know their partner. Trust your gut and stay aware. You never know what might be lurking behind the surface." As he spoke, the room was filled with a mix of determination and pain. A man resolute in taking control of his own narrative and forging ahead on his own path. Jim Jones and his longtime partner, Chrissy Lampkin, have been rumored to have ended their relationship after Chrissy posted a cryptic message on her Instagram story on September 20. In the post, Chrissy wrote, "We both know you'll never find someone like me. Good luck trying though. I'll have you replaced by tomorrow." The exact reason behind the post remains unclear, but their relationship has been a roller coaster ride. The two met nearly 2 decades ago in a Harlem lounge. In 2011, both joined the cast of Asterisk Love and Hip Hop, New York Asterisk. Though they shared deep affection for one another, it was evident that Jim often had doubts about marrying Chrissy. Later on, Chrissy took the brave step of proposing to him. The rapper, known for his hit, "We Fly High," Ballin', agreed when she got down on one knee, but the couple has yet to marry. On December 13th in New York, Chrissy and Jim were spotted backstage at Deucepalooza at the Barclays Center. The photo was captured by Johnny Nunes for Wear Image. By 2021, Chrissy expressed that after 18 years together, she no longer had an interest in marriage. During the third season of Asterisk Family Reunion, Love and Hip Hop Asterisk, Jim proposed marriage, only to be met with a surprising rejection from Chrissy. She explained, "You expect me to be this loving, wild, and passionate partner, but when you come home, you're cold, distant, and mean." The argument between them escalated, with Jim admitting to his shortcomings and his fear of commitment. "I've always been focused on providing for my family. All I know is how to support and make money. Please don't think I'm selfish, because I love you more than anything in this world." It had been a long road, but Chrissy felt that it was time for change. The living room was dimly lit, clothes scattered across the floor, and an open laptop sat on the coffee table. Chrissy, visibly upset, sat on the couch, her eyes swollen from crying. She gripped her phone tightly, unable to comprehend what she was seeing. As she scrolled through photos, she found one of Jim with another woman, laughing and holding hands. Her face reflected a mix of heartbreak and fury. When Jim walked through the door, he was unaware of the tension in the air, but he froze upon seeing Chrissy's distraught face. He moved closer, concern flooding his expression. Chrissy stood up, her body tense, and showed him the photos on her phone. Jim's face drained of color as he realized what she was referring to. Running a hand through his hair, he struggled to find the right words. Chrissy shook her head, tears streaming down her face as she turned away, trying to process her emotions. Jim stepped forward, desperation in his eyes, attempting to explain himself. Chrissy crossed her arms, emotionally shutting him out, and gazed out the window, feeling the weight of her heart.